The Flyers are on the clock.
More than anything, a surprise. Now we have the Flyers on the clock at 51. Let us see if they make their first selection in the allotted spot of the day.
I liked Artamanov. That's a shame that the Canes took him one spot before us.
God damn it, Dr. T.
Come
Come on, Dr.
Eric.
T. Throw us a bone. We're dying out here.
You're still one of us.
one of us. Oh, boy.
Still sitting on the,
51st.
just chilling in the BSH Slack, hanging out.
Yeah, right.
Spying.
Yeah, he's taking all our good ideas and putting them into practice.
He stayed in there for a really long time after he got
He did
hired,
hang out for a
actually.
while. He was still in there when I was in there.
Yeah, someone that we used to employ got real weird, and then he left. I do be like that sometimes.
Ooh, the tea. It's early for the
Listen,
tea.
it's a blog, you know. Not everyone's going to be normal.
No, none of us actually.
In
Jack
fact,
Berglund.
Jack Berglund,
Another
a
center. Okay.
I think he was
Wow.
on Charlie's list. No?
I have no idea who that is.
ABC. Always be drafting centers.
There you go.
I have always said this.
Swedish forward.
Jack Berglund? Wow.
Jack
okay, so
Berglund.
I pulled him up on Elite Prospects,
What
the
we got?
draft guide. He is the 131st ranked prospect on the Elite Prospects
It's a
draft
bit of a
guide.
reach.
Something.
That's a huge reach, I guess. They must see something. He is
What's the blurb
6'3",
say?
209.
a
Okay.
hulking two-way center who supports the play well in all three zones and has skill as a handler and as a passer. We'll need to develop his skating to reach his ceiling as a
Okay.
bottom six NHLer.
Oh.
So that's an interesting one. That feels like a
Interesting.
Keith Jones pick to me, doesn't it?
Might be
It does.
Yeah.
6'3", 209. They want some size. Swedish, so you know he's a responsible two ways.
Here's something interesting, though. So that blurb mentions that he's a good distributor. Luchenko,
They're getting playmakers,
a
man.
good distributor. We got a guy who's going to score all the goals, and they know that someone needs to get him the puck. They're just throwing some stuff at the wall to see if maybe one of these kids can be the guy that's going to feed Mitchkov the puck 27 times a night.
Yeah, I mean, half the roster is supposed to be goal scorers, right? Like Owen Tippett is supposed to
Right,
be a goal
exactly.
scorer.
Someone's got to get these guys the puck.
Tyson Forrester was touted for his shot.
Yeah.
Turns out he's really good defensively, but he still got that shot.
He
So,
still does, yeah.
you know, TK is a goal scorer too.
Leon Mugley. That's a
His
good one.
dad played in the league, mostly in the AHL. For the he was on the Albany River Rats, our team, Hinkle.
I
But he
love
was
the
in the
River
Devils
Rats.
organization and played a little bit with the Panthers as well. So he's got that pedigree that they always love. A couple of uncles who played
That's nice.
from Elite Prospects. With the puck, Berglund is inside driven, decisive, and patient in equal measures, able to move the puck with pace or wait patiently as plays develop before making his decision. He can spin off checks along the wall, work the give-and-go game to gain the inside, and cut through traffic to get quality looks. So he gets to the net. He's able to use his size to get to the net, and he's a pretty good distributor. We'll see. You know, it's the 51st overall pick. It seems like it's a little bit of a reach. Yet again, as has been the case in this draft.
What's the holdup here? So I think
Are the
Toronto-
Leafs still on pause?
Well, the Leafs, I think, traded their pick to the Florida Panthers. Is that
They're
Why are
showing
we
the
looking at
Flyers a lot.
what?
They're
Why
showing
are
the
we looking at
Flyers
the Flyers?
table. They
What's
just
going
showed
on?
Flyers fans.
Oh, the
Flyers are on the clock at
Whoa.
59. Okay.
Scott Laughton?
There we go.
Is he gone?
I don't know.
Did we trade Scott Laughton to the Leafs
Flyers
finally?
are back into the second round here. So it seems as if they care a lot more about the second round than they did the first.
You know why, though? Because I feel like in a shitty draft where no one thinks anyone's going to be anything, you might as well just throw that dart a whole bunch of times and see if maybe you get lucky with something. Who do we
Who'd they
take?
pick?
Spencer Gill.
A defenseman?
What was Hal Gill's number? Can he wear it?
Sure, absolutely he can.
All right, let me pull this.
You know,
Who
see
did Elliot's
Spencer.
makeup for this broadcast? I have questions.
Okay. I don't know.
It's looking very pallid.
Why does he look like I wasn't even sure that was him.
That's Elliot Friedman.
It looks like an Elliot Friedman impersonator. Looks like Elliot Friedman's corpse.
Did he get a little... All right, I don't want to turn this into a weird broadcast, but
I bet he is having the busiest weekend of his
did
life
Elliot get a
right
little
now.
refreshed? He's looking a little Joe Biden in the eyes. Like
he's-
maybe he got a little things tightened up.
He's looking like he's got no lines in his face.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Instagram filtered and wearing too much makeup.
All right, so he's a 6'4", 185-pound defenseman.
So he
a
big.
righty, another 17-year-old, doesn't turn 18 until August
Interesting.
17th.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah. Gill is a physical and imposing defenseman who flashes impressive playmaking and scoring abilities. He can hit the smallest of passing lanes, beat opponents with fakes, and float shots to the top of the net from the point. Operating with confidence and timing, he's constantly attacking space and participating in all his team's plays in the offensive zone. And that's from Elite Prospects Draft Guide.
I've got them pulled up here, and I got to say, I kind of like this. He was the 68th ranked prospect on the EP guide.
Okay.
And they say he's in the best development system for players of his type in the queue. He's raw, he's toolsy. Across the board, he's like average except for his skating. This screams a Brent Flair pick to me. How many times has Brent Flair picked prospects where the biggest knock against them is, oh, they're not that great at skating?
Yeah.
And then he picks them, and all of a sudden,
They're fixable.
They're
Right.
pretty good. So I guess the Flyers front office has a knack for pointing out players that could be fixed, you know?
I hate to keep repeating myself, but once again, this front office continues to telegraph with the moves that they are making that they know this team isn't going to be good for several years.
Yeah.
They're picking
For real.
small children because they're like, we don't need these kids for 2 or 3 years. So it's fine for us
NHL
to
projection they have as third pair defenseman, which, listen, in the second round, you get what you get.
Listen to
If
me.
a guy makes the
Hold
club
on,
out
though.
of the...
Let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers and the 2010 Flyers and what happens when you're a really good hockey team with a shitty third pair. It can cost you the Stanley Cup.
It can.
Just saying,
It
you gotta
absolutely
have
can.
You have to have good third pair defensemen.
Good depth.
And he's 67 on the consolidated rankings. Yeah, 68 on Elite Prospects. McKenzie had him at 53, and Button had him at 51.
Okay.
So
Not bad.
Right
based
around.
on them, you get him for value at 59.
I can't wait to look at Twitter and see how mad people are about Hal
I
Gill's
am
child.
find out what
certain people are upset.
I can't believe they took Spencer Gill. I know so many things about the 16-year-old
So-
you don't even know.
It's the Flyers' 77th pick. I guess that's the third round, and Minnesota's third round.
So we
they
haven't.
traded 2/3 for that, I guess.
Minnesota's third next year, I guess.
yeah.
Flyers trading up. They're on the clock at 107.
Hey,
Oh, they got ahead of the
Yes.
Johnson pick.
Danny cooking.
Chef
They
Danny.
got ahead of the Johnson pick.
Yes, chef.
Ah,
They
thank
did.
goodness. I couldn't live like that.
What they trade for it, Scott Lawton?
Scott Lawn's worth more
I
than
know.
a fourth.
We took Heikki Ruohonen. I don't have any idea what this guy's name is.
Pardon? Did the pick already happen?
Yeah, it looks like they
Come
made the
on,
pick
stop
already.
spoiling.
I mean, this is on YouTube TV, so the draft could be over for all we know.
Also, Charlie tweeted that Sam Moran lives near where Spencer Gill is going to be playing. So it sounds like Sam Moran is going to be involved in that
Ah.
player's development.
That's
I love that he's got.
they
a
got
job with
another
the
young guy. He just turned 18 10 days ago.
Okay.
Ruohonen.
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 Kelly, you're the
Ruohonen.
one who's supposed to be able to say
Ru-
this.
I
Ruohonen.
lied. Another center.
Two-way center who drives play, pushes the
Keep
pace,
throwing those
and has some
darts.
power forward qualities. Uses explosive weight shifts to beat defenders to the inside, outworking opponents for body positioning and using contact as an advantage. So it seems like getting to the net is as much as they want to play with pace, they also it was tough for them last year to sustain a forecheck on basically any line that wasn't Kate's Paling Hathaway. No one else could really cycle the puck at all. So maybe some guys with some size, some physicality who get to the net. That's kind of what
Bill,
they're
you
doing.
mentioned several times in the last couple of days about how you're concerned that the team's too small.
I am. Ruohonen is 6'1", 196. So at 18, you got to believe he's still got some size to put on.
He's going to get a little chunkier.
He's the 95th ranked prospect on Elite Prospects Draft Guide.
All
so
right.
They got him
Steal.
around where you would have projected him
Yeah,
to go.
McKean's had him at 46. So this was.
Ooh. Has Danny Briere not traded a pick this draft? He traded back the first. He traded the other one to Edmonton. They made the Jay O'Brien pick. He traded the third to move up.
Mhm.
And now he's just traded again to get this guy at 107.
I like it. Wheeling and dealing.
He has really been wheeling and dealing today.
I said it a lot yesterday, but I love a dude that does stuff.
Do we know the? Do we
I
know
am
what the?
checking the. Let's see, maybe Charlie has it. What did they give up for it, bud? Come on.
Come on, Charlie. Do your job.
Eric Schmidt, I want you to log off and go outside.
What's he saying?
So we've got Sam Moran and 3 Cs or worse. Yes, that's definitely true. No one can dispute those obvious facts.
Probably.
Go outside, bud. It's warm
Touch
up,
grass, as the kids,
as the children say. I'm saying
Who are
that
we fooling? We're kids. We're kids.
lovingly
we're
and
children.
respectfully. Go outside.
Come on.
Have any goalies been taken besides that first guy?
I just
one
think it
dude, I
was
think.
Nabokov so far.
Just like that book by Nabokov.
Is he related to Nabokov? I'm
I
just going to ask
think
that
so.
100 times.
That would be my
Everyone
guess.
is a child.
Pretty
of
sure his name
a hockey
is
player
Ilya.
that I grew up watching, and I don't like it.
I'm fairly certain his name is Ilya, so it would be weird if he wasn't.
Yeah.
I think Daniil Ustinkov is still out there too.
So they traded 150 and 177.
God damn.
So
Okay.
1/5 and 1/6.
So they still have 148 and 173.
Cool.
Okay.
Live with that.
Also, like, if you get a 3C in the 4th round, that's
a win.
real
That's a
good.
win.
That's a win,
Yeah,
fam.
like, Ryan Paling is our 4C. He was a 1st-round pick. Scott Lawton, 1st-round pick. Like,
Noah Cates,
these guys,
5th round pick.
these guys are. It's after the 1st round. It's hard to come across NHL players.
I don't know where people got the idea.
It's because they're so used to seeing other teams do it. Like New Jersey got Jesper Bratt in the 5th round.
Well, here's the
Johnny
thing.
Gaudreau in the 4th.
You only hear about those dudes. You don't hear about the 700 other guys that went in the 4th who are now playing in the ECHL. Like,
Correct.
that's mostly what happens.
Yeah, it was 150 and 177. So they still have 173 and 148.
Cool.
All right, so maybe only 3 picks left. 148, 173, and 205.
I think
So
that-
173, we take Satan. 205, we take Briz.
Okay, I love it.
Boom.
I think that really speaks to how low they are on this draft. They're
Yeah,
like,
they
these
don't give
picks
a
are
fuck.
meaningless to us, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna throw them away to like, well, not throw them away, but
Yeah.
to move up. Yeah.
No, it just really seems as if they have a couple of guys they have their eye on, and it's targeted. We're going to get this guy, and if not, they don't seem all that interested.
Oh, that's a big thing I've been seeing online today. Everyone's saying that Jets just Scott Lawton.
I don't think that's true. He's probably already faster than.
I was
going to
say, when was Scott Lawton ever that fast? Never.
People read the hardworking part and like,
I know, and they've just decided he's Scott
oh,
Lawton
that
and he
must be.
stinks.
And like, maybe. But there's literally no way to know that yet.
No.
There's just no way to know it.
And again, Danny Briere has done nothing materially for me not to trust that he knows what he's doing. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I have a reason not to.
And his scouting department, like Brent Flair,
Yeah.
seems to know what he's been doing. It was the one thing Chuck Fletcher seemed to get right was drafting.
And guess what?
And they kept him around for a reason.
None of us are going to know if this was bad or good
For
for
years.
several years.
I mean, think about Travis Konechny. He had that one breakout year in 1920 and then shit the bed for years.
Yeah.
He was 25 when he finally turned it back on again. That's
So, like, are you really going to sit here for the next 2 years being all pissy about Jet Luchenko, who you don't know anything about? Like, maybe why don't you just, like, hope he's going to be good? Like,
Yeah.
that seems more fun. to me.
under promise, over deliver. That's what they've
Yeah.
been. That's been their
People
MO.
are very afraid of being disappointed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, Hextall really did a number on this fan base, huh?
that's
Who's this man?
and honestly, I do get that a little. Like, we just had so many guys. We thought we were going to be the
Moore.
next thing in the Hextall era.
But here's the thing. We didn't know they all sucked for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, we were fucking pumped about all of it.
And we were convinced about Ivan Provorov until we weren't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that did happen.
It's also worth noting that, like, this might be the tail end of it, but the COVID pandemic really fucked with the development of so many players. Like, currently on the roster now, like Owen Tippett, Morgan Frost, Tyson Forrester, and then these prospects were in, like, the middle of their teenage years and just couldn't play for years.
I
Like,
was thinking about that the other day. It's just screwed with the development of so many guys.
so many players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Travis Konechny, it did it to him too. He stopped scoring in the bubble and then couldn't score for years. Like, I don't think
Yeah, he had like 2 bad years.
I don't think we fully appreciate the impact that the pandemic stoppages had on
No.
the development of prospects and young players. So we should probably give a little more grace.
We're next.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's happening.
We made it.
We've made it almost to 148. The Isles are on the clock
Finally.
at 147. We do still have a Luke Misa available.
Luke.
Who else was Apple
Don't
Yards?
say it, the Islanders are just going to take him.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
I know. All of a sudden, Lou's interested in good players. Since when, bud? Who you playing at?
Oh, he
See, yeah,
doesn't give a
Adam B
shit.
is 38 and he hates the Penguins #1. Yeah, see, that makes sense. That's the age where you would hate the Penguins. For me, it's
Yeah.
it's still the Devils and the Rangers from my formative years. I somehow don't hate the Red Wings as much as I ought to, I guess. Because
I
that was
love-
like my first year.
I love the Red Wings. Their studio broadcast crew rules.
Is it
Their-
good?
Their play-by-play and color commentary is
Oh.
like my second favorite after Jim Jackson. And
JJ's so good.
JJ's great.
we don't know how good we have it. Like I
I
watched
hope
some
he
of those
goes in.
other
He should go into the
broadcasts.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Jim Jackson?
Yes.
Hell yeah, you should. Start a first ballot petition for Jim Jackson.
On the clock, baby. Let's go.
The Rangers annoy me, but I hate. I don't hate the Red Wings the way I used to. Like that was why I liked Colorado. 'Cause I hated the Red Wings.
Yes.
But now it's really the Devils and the Senators.
It's so
Still.
funny to
Ooh,
me
the
that you
Sens.
still hate
Still
the
the
Senators.
Sens.
I love it.
I just fucking.
Never ever
Grow
let go
up.
of that
Even
bit.
with Claude Giroux on there?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame. I can't root for him, but
Sorry,
it's
buddy.
the way it goes. All right, so the
Way
Flyers
she
are finally
goes.
on the clock at 148. Chances are they're going to take the tallest guy available.
They had to keep this one because it's Danny Briere's number.
Someone who
There
works
you go.
hard like a fucking dork.
Like a dork. I want the guy coasting on talent.
You're saying
honestly.
Noah Powell.
Is that who you want, or is that who they took? I
Adam
know,
B
I
in the
see.
chats saying
Noah Powell.
Noah
there it
Powell.
is. Yep,
Oh.
148.
Who the
Right
hell is
wing.
that?
Right winger.
just what we need.
Yep.
Noah Powell. What do we know about him?
He's a little older.
Oh.
He'll be 20 in February.
Oh dang!
Oh, he's a really bad skater. It's a Brent Flair pick.
I'm telling you, he likes the bad skaters.
likes-
6'2", 201 though. Cerebral tactician and sniper
Ooh,
are his player types on Elite
cerebral
Prospects.
tactician. I like that.
Powell from the Elite Prospects Draft Guide. Powell's an intelligent, inside-driven power forward who easily manipulates opponents. He baits defenders to charge at him, then intercepts them with a shoulder and attacks the inside. He definitely pulls pucks off the wall, often in highly creative ways.
I like it.
His on the EP draft guide, he's the 77th ranked prospect, and they got him at 148, so that's
All
kind of
right,
neat.
not bad.
And in the guide, they rate the prospects on 1 to 9 scales for different things. 5.5 physical, hockey sense, and shooting. 6.5 passing, a 5 puck handling. Those are all average to above average. And then a 3.5 skating, which is like weak.
Yeah,
He's committed to Ohio State next season.
Oh.
not an American.
He spent his last season in the USHL for Dubuque and 43 goals, 74 points in 61 games.
Yeah.
Is it a violation to do my Daryl Powell shtick with him? Pa-pow!
Well, if he scores, and it looks like he is a goal scorer, so
Yeah.
every time he scores a goal,
Pa-pow!
So you lighten it up for the fans.
I love Daryl Powell too.
that is
I was a PAL guy.
Love
that is a
that
Flair
guy.
pick.
Remember some guys is my favorite activity.
It is.
Especially on these long shows.
What
Let's
the
just
fuck else
remember
are we
some
supposed
guys.
to do?
Yeah.
We're still like,
Steve in the comments said
100 picks left.
another get to the net forward.
Now I'm
like,
trying
yeah.
to think of other random phantoms that I loved for no reason. I saw Brant Myers has a podcast the other day. I fucking loved Brant Myers.
Brant Myers.
I loved that dude. He spelled his name so weird. 2 T's, and then Myers was like Mrhyes or something. It was so weird. Yeah, I
Not
loved
to be
that guy.
confused with Freddie Meyer.
That's a
Or-
different guy.
The next Brad Shaw project, PHLY Flyers.
Rip.
Telling you.
Bring him back. Bring him home.
Anyone can figure out Phil Myers' potential. It's Brad Shaw.
We got rid of him too soon. Should have kept.
Oh, the Flyers are on the clock. Here we go.
Baby.
No spoilers in the chat.
No
I want to be
spoilers in
surprised.
the chat. We're not that far behind, I don't think.
No, probably not.
It's happened like pretty simultaneously when people have thrown the spoiler up. The Sphere is
You
awesome.
stink off. You
Like, is
stink
that
off.
what people are supposed to say? Like, Sphere is awesome.
No,
Yeah.
Like,
the
that's a
Sphere.
fucking weird thing to say.
The Sphere.
I love Cube.
I
Yeah.
love Cube.
I love Sphere.
Pyramid, nice too. Let's just name 3D shapes and say we love them.
What's the condition on the Oilers pick?
It's just top 12.
It's top 12 protected.
Yeah,
so
that's
in
it.
all likelihood, it's a 2025. And if they end
Ilya
up trading their
Pautov.
26, it's a
Ilya
25
Yeah.
unprotected.
Pautov.
Ilya Pautov, another right winger.
A guy I definitely know who it is.
Yeah, where are our amateur
All right.
scouts in the chat?
Ilya
Let's hear about it.
Pautov.
Yeah, you guys have obviously been doing all of your homework. Who's
He's
Ilya Pautov? Someone on Twitter will tell
normal
me what you
age,
think.
5'10", 165, a cerebral tactician and playmaker, ranked number 90 by FC Hockey,
Okay.
number 73 European skaters by Central Scouting.
Okay.
His handling skill is strong, tons of attacks to the inside, and that ability to make defenders look silly.
Ooh.
So a good puck handler who, once again, gets himself to the dangerous areas of the ice.
We like making a defenseman look silly.
It's a great thing to do.
Yeah. On the EP draft guide, while this remains a low percentage play in the MHL, the winger has the handling skills, the boldness, and puck protection skills to pull it off. Dangling through defensemen, that is. He gets by defenders and into high danger areas with surprising regularity, and he would become even more successful at making those plays with some skating improvements. Hands and vision are pluses, but he has a ways to go.
There you go. Another bad skater.
Oh, well, there's a lot more to him
Oh.
there. That's
Well, I mean,
underwhelming.
it's
But yeah,
the
he's a
sixth
bad
round.
skater for sure. It is the 6th round. Like, you do what you can.
Jumbo.
So he's probably Pavel Datsyuk.
Yeah, it's Pavel Datsyuk.
Yeah, he's
Okay, he's
easy.
Russian.
Pautov, Pavel, like, oh.
Watch him just be good friends with Mishkov.
Is it bad for the show if I pee?
You're fine.
I'm doing it.
Flyers
I mean,
made their
on
pick. You
camera.
got
I know,
some
I got
time.
some time.
On camera, maybe, but
We charge extra for
we
that,
charge
damn
extra
it.
for that. You gotta.
Everyone has to super
Bob.
chat right now. All right,
Maybe it's
2:04
Dr.
on the
Evil
clock.
Gritty. Maybe it's
Flyers
Let's
up
go,
next.
let's go.
Let's do it. Come on, Buffalo. Just make this pick. All right, they did. Vasily Zelenov. And so now the Flyers at 2:05 with the make or break pick of the draft.
Let's go.
This is going to determine the outcome of Danny Briere's tenure.
If he
You
blows it,
stink
I'm
off.
out of here.
Satan, Brizgalov.
What do you think
You
Heath Jones
stink
is thinking
off.
right now? He is not thinking about who they're selecting. I'll tell you that.
Jonesy's thinking about where we're going to dinner.
What'd they pick?
Who's this child? Who are you? What's happening?
Just another guy.
Austin Moline.
Moline.
Austin
Moline.
Moline, a
All
defenseman.
right, let's another. There's your second defenseman of today's draft.
Same hair as everybody else. They all have that hair.
They all have that
Inexplicably.
hair. All right, let's see here. Austin Moline
Oh, he big.
will be 19 in November. 6'4", 194-pound defenseman.
6'4".
A righty. Two-way defenseman is his player type on Elite Prospects and from the draft guide. Moline's range and 6'4" frame is a real asset. He probes with his stick to make up space, reaching into puck carriers' wheelhouses more than actually guiding them to the outside. An ever-willing activator on the rush. It's rare to not see him sprint up the ice on the weak side as a
Okay.
trailer. in position for a drop. Workable four-way mobility and stable edges combined with his reach represent his biggest advantages. He's a prep kid.
I was going to say, of course, Danny's picking a prep kid in the Jay O'Brien comp draft.
Of course.
Oh,
Of
no,
course.
it's Jay O'Brien again.
35 points in 57 games last year. He's going to, in the next 2 years of his life, he's going to the BCHL and then Northern Michigan in 2025-26.
I liked a lot of those words that you said. Sounded good to me.
He's one of the longer-term projects in the draft,
Okay.
according to EP. And if you're
We got
on the
time.
Flyers timeline, might as well.
Why not? He's a big guy.
Got
He
time.
He can replace Hunter McDonald once he makes the NHL squad.
We all silly like the mayor.